Thank you for proving my point. Today we live in a world where having a moment of silence is impossible without someone's cell phone ringing off, someone entering or exiting the room, or some other small movement or sound transpiring that is powerful enough to distract over 50% of an audience. Today we live in a world where reading an article entirely on our phone without pause is almost unthinkable because of short vibrations that steal our focus each time we get a new notification. Today we live in a world where "what was I doing again?" has become a cliche because we've asked ourselves this question countless times. Today we live in a world where completing a homework assignment in school during snack or lunch times is relatively hopeless because of some noisy group of disruptive students or a loud, private conversation between two teachers in the room next door where the walls are thin enough to hear every word that is being said. Today we live in a world where approximately 1.6 million terrible car accidents occur each year due to drivers being distracted by their smartphones while driving. Today we live in a world where most teenagers like you and I can't go an hour without checking our notifications and social profiles. A world where traditionally intimate family dinners have changed profoundly into tech-driven mealtime, where parents and children are distracted by their devices and overlook opportunities to connect with one another. We live in a world where the average attention span has decreased by 50% in the last 10 years. A world where we are encouraged to multitask without ever considering the effects multitasking can have on our brain capacity. Today we live in a world where distractions and disruptions are natural elements in our everyday lives that are unfortunately unavoidable. We are a culture and a generation that has been subjected to a flood of deadly, destructive distractions. I don't need to reintroduce myself, but I must clarify a few things. I'm not here to provide the solution to this enduring global problem. I'm not here to judge and to point fingers. I'm here to open minds, I'm here to help, and I'm here to say it. On November 12, 2017, someone said to me, "Information is not intelligence." I didn't fully grasp the true meaning of this right away. Information isn't intelligence? When I finally understood what this meant, I realized that contemporary society tells us that in order to be smart, to be intelligent, or to be brilliant, we must fill our brains with information that is expected to provide worthy benefits. Information and technology has changed the way we learn, the way we work, even the way we create and achieve our goals. We have been trained to overload our minds with information so that we can participate fully in work, in school, and in our communities. During moments of exam preparation, it's like our whole lives are dedicated to school and studying. For many students, our dedication can lead us to abandoning basic needs like bathing or eating or sleeping. In fact, studies prove that only 30% of students actually get the amount of sleep they need. This isn't good. We are distracted, and we aren't even aware of it. But why do we feel so obligated to overwork our bodies like this? Is it because the world tells us to do so? Do we feel as if in order to be successful, we must load our brains with information? I think not. Information and technology is not a positive thing in our lives. It can help us, but it also has many downfalls. A few weeks ago, something special happened to me. I fell in love. I fell in love with an all-black Range Rover that passed me on the road while I was driving home from school. What seemed like only a second was apparently much longer because for that moment, my head was turned and my eyes were no longer focused on the road. At that moment, I was distracted from something very serious, driving safely with my 10-year-old brother in the vehicle. When I turned my head back to continue driving, I had noticed that the vehicle in front of me was braking, and I wasn't sure if I would be able to slow down in time. I think we can all imagine where this story goes from here. Finish it for me. I got in an accident. Wow, so nice to know that you guys are actually paying attention to me. But no, I didn't, thanks to God. The outcome of that situation could have been much worse, all because I was distracted. A metal vehicle, painted black and hoisted up on what seemed to be 20-inch wheels, do not ask me how I noticed all of that, stole my focus and had the potential to steal my life. This is what I mean when I say we allow small things to steal our focus. In moments when our concentration is vital for our safety, our improvement, and our success, it is stolen by small burglars that aren't even aware of the damage they inflict. I want to make one more example before I wrap this up. Now, I know that we are not all sports fans, but most of us can probably relate to this. My dad is a huge Miami Dolphins fan. And unfortunately, or maybe not, he has 2 kids that love to talk. And one thing I hate doing is repeating myself. So over the years, I've learned that a football game and talkative children do not mix. When a football game is on, speaking to my dad is like speaking to a brick wall. I can ask something as simple as, "Dad, can you take me to get something to eat?" And I will have to repeat myself 5 or 6 times before I can get a plain yes or no. It's like it takes my dad 10 minutes to process a 10-word question and give a response. Without a doubt, from my dad, I'm a major distraction. However, he doesn't give me the power to prevent him from focusing on his football game and potentially missing the greatest, or the only, catch of the season. But my dad loves football, and he is committed to supporting his team no matter what. We need this kind of commitment to not allow anything to distract us from the things that we love and are passionate about. Do you know that every time we start a new activity, the brain has to reorient itself? But yet, those notifications on our phones are designed to distract? It's time for us to take our focus back. It's time for us to put our whole hearts into everything we do. Our minds are probably running a million miles a minute. Some of you in here right now are probably thinking about what you're going to eat later or where you're going tonight. But it's time for us to focus. It's time for us to put our whole hearts into everything we do. The key is to clear our minds and organize our lives. If you don't remember anything else today, remember that mediocrity is the result of living a distracted life. The difference between the outstanding and the average individuals is their abilities to remain focused. Thank you.